When I started developing skateboards, it was pretty much because the ones on the market weren't very good, and I was a product designer, and in my arrogance, I said to myself, I can do better than that. So I started developing skateboards at home in my garage, and my son and I would test them. But one day my son came home and said, Dad, the skateboards we have aren't good, our wheels aren't good. All my friends have yellow wheels, and those are much better. And I looked at him and I go, you know, the color doesn't make any difference, really. Pigment doesn't affect the properties of urethane noticeably. And he went, no, 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 they really are different. I mean, I can't explain it, but you should see these. They're not the same. They're kind of clear. I went, clear? Really? So we went over to Palisades Hobby Shop, looked under the counter, and oh my God, urethane wheels, which I immediately knew because I'd worked with urethane before. And I went, what a great idea. This is obviously better. Yeah, let's buy some of those. Once I rode those urethane wheels, I recognized this lightning bolt went off in my head. Oh my God, this is really a viable product now, and it needs to be developed into a really hot machine, a really great product. And I recognized this as a designer. And that just got me going on new compounds, ways to make the wheels faster, the boards lighter, and that's really the spark that got me started. So I had a rough idea of urethane, what it could do. I knew kind of where to go to look for different kinds of compounds. And when I started thinking about wheels and what they should look like and how to make them better than the way they were, I started focusing on rebound. Rebound's a measure of the amount of energy that the urethane will give back if you stress it. It's kind of like how elastic is it. I felt that was probably the key property for what I was looking for. I searched everybody's catalogs and I found a class of urethanes that nobody was using at the time called MDIs. I made molds that were different than everybody else's. Everybody had thin-lipped wheels, big wide wheels with very thin lips that tapered together kind of like this. So they'd flex as you rolled around a corner, supposedly. I felt all it did was make your wheel go slower. So I decided that wheels should have thicker lips and they should be radiused so that when you hit a bump, that the wheel would roll over it easier. So I made this wheel mold, I called it a double radius wheel because I machined a radius on one side and I cast a radius on the other side. I'd poured wheels in my own oven using a kind of a material that you could buy frozen, and you could take it and you could warm it up and pour it in a mold and then bake it in your own oven. Those were my first wheels. But once I tested this white material, the MDI, I instantly knew that I had a winner. It was just so much faster and rolled so much further. It was an evolution that happened probably over about 6 to 9 months as I went through these various stages of testing. I remember the time that I named the wheel was after I'd let riders go to the T-Bowl in Santa Barbara and ride the wheels there. And they were getting higher on the wall with less effort, they're going faster, they loved the wheels. And we were going like, what do you call them? And I went, I don't know. And I thought, you know, they're white and they're kind of translucent. What about Bones? Bones kind of a neat name. And everybody I mentioned that name to really liked it. So Bones it became.